This faith integration project is called Kindness Week. It's basically 2 weeks. You first week will be gathering everything together, getting all the work done, and then filling out the questions that I'll be showing you in a little bit. The second week is your responses to your classmates. It's a rather easy one, but in the same way, just a tad challenging. Um, so the focus of this is in terms of the parable of the Good Samaritan. Are we really a good neighbor? How do we become a good neighbor? What is the idea behind being a good neighbor? And when I read the parable of the Good Samaritan and tried to put this together, I found that over the past 4 or 5 years that I've done it, it has been impacting for a lot of people in many different ways. I got to the point where I couldn't read them in public because some of them were really touching and really touched my heart. So basically, it comes down to this little thing. You're going to be passing out cards to individuals that you care about, who you have maybe have not said something to, and this is where the real base of it is. We live in a social media world now where we don't really do the touchy feely. Now, I'm not asking you to touch and feel anybody, but I'm asking you to touch their heart. There is a specific way that you have to do this. You cannot do it on social media. You cannot do it in a text message. You cannot do it in a phone call. You can't mail it. It has to be somebody that is face to face with you. Okay, you have to be able to actually see them when you hand them the card. Okay, it's real simple. I want you to read the parable. Okay, and then what you're going to do is the yellow area right here that is highlighted. This is what you're going to put on the card. Just a little note to tell you how grateful I am to have you in my life. Thank you for being who you are, which among other things is blank and blank. You are the person who inspires me to blank. It can be a word, multiple words. Okay. Make sure you're writing down the words as you go, because as you can see in the first question, you are going to put those words in there. You're not going to say who you sent them to. You're not going to go in any depth. It's just the words. So if you put down nice, kind, friends, whatever it is, friendly, whatever the words are, those are the words I want to see. Okay. I will know if you've done this right because your outcome will be much different than somebody that did it on the phone or did it anywhere. If I believe you did that, I'm going to question you thoroughly. I'm trusting you to do this the correct way because you will get the biggest impact and also you'll get the greatest outcome. Okay? Does not mean you're not going to be afraid to do the first one, but after you do the first and the second one, the rest are really easy to do. Okay, now, you are going to do 5 cards. It's 5 people, your top 5 that you can actually walk up to. So you will fill out the card. You will walk up to them and hand it to them. You can draw them aside. If they're in a group, you can pull them aside. But then you're going to hand them the card without even speaking to them. The reason for that is that you do not want to foreshadow what's coming up. You want them to read the card and react. You're looking at reaction. How you felt. You're going to write down how you felt about when you wrote the card. You're going to talk about how you felt when you handed the card out. You're going to talk about their reaction and then how you felt afterwards. These are the things. These are the feelings that you need. This goes into your entire life. It goes into everything that you do, and how a lot of times we do not do things face to face. We'll text a thank you rather than calling someone on the phone. If we're going to see that person, we won't reach out and say thank you anymore. It's not the same thing. So this is kind of like a thank you, but you're also really doing an introspect into yourself and how you feel about this, because a lot of us don't do this anymore. So to sum this up, you have in week 2, you have a discussion board. It's called the Good Neighbor. It's going to be Good Neighbor. It'll say Kindness Week next to it. Okay. Note the words on the card. Explain the feelings and emotion preparing the card. Describes how you felt passing out the cards. Describe your experience of the person you gave the card. Now, you do not have to talk about all 5. Pick the ones that touch you the most. Okay, so if you got one or two that really hit you in little things, it's you do not have to talk about all 5 people. If you want to, feel free to write about all 5 people. But in the essence, I want the best that you got. The reaction. How did it make you feel? How did it make them feel? And that's what we're looking for here. It's worth 30 points. You get 20 points for your initial post. If your initial post is weak and not strong enough, then you're going to get less points. You have 2 responses, each are worth 5 points each, and they're in the next week. So you have that first week 2, okay, week 2 of the semester to do you're handing out the cards, writing out your answers to the discussion board. Starting on Sunday or before, as soon as people start to post, you're allowed to put up 2. You need to answer 2 students and respond to 2 students. If you have any questions, it is a mandatory assignment, and you need to make sure that you're on time because it helps everyone out. And if you have any questions, feel free to text me or ask me any questions. All right, have a great day.